That you dare to dream really do come true.
Dorothy lived with her Auntie Em and Uncle Henry in Kansas. Her only friend was a little dog named Toto. One day, as she sat with Toto on the porch, she noticed an enormous black cloud swirling across the plains. Dorothy said. All of a sudden, the sky grew black, and Dorothy said, Toto barked. And Toto was so scared out of his wits that he scampered under the bed to hide. Dorothy grabbed him when the whirlwind lifted the entire house into the air. Dorothy was thrown onto the bed and she fell into a deep, deep sleep. She fell into a deep, deep sleep. The house rattled and shook and then came to a final thump on the ground. Dorothy awoke abruptly and she ran to the door to open it. Dorothy woke not so abruptly and she ran to the door to open it. What a surprise met her eyes. And Dorothy said, it was such a beautiful place. She was curious where they were. And Toto said, nothing. As Dorothy looked in amazement, she was met by Glenda, the Good Witch of the North. Glenda said,
Hi, I'm Glenda, the Good Witch of the North. Welcome to the land of Oz. Thanks to you, the evil witches know where you are. The house fell right onto her. Now these slippers are yours now.
And Dorothy said,
Oh, please.
And Dorothy said that she just wanted to go back home. Her family must be worried. And just then, the Wicked Witch of the West arrived. That Wicked Witch said,
Well done to my sister, you traitor!
Dorothy explained that she didn't mean to. She said, and the witch said,
I still have my slippers. They're done to me.
As he reached for the slippers, they shocked his hands. And he said, said again.
Give them to me.
And Dorothy said. And Dorothy said. She explained that they were stuck to her feet. And then Glenda told Dorothy.
Don't beat them, my dear.
And the Wicked Witch said.
Don't you mind my pretty? I will be back for the silver da too.
And off he flew. Glenda told Dorothy.
Dorothy, you must go to the Wizard of Oz.
Dorothy asked how she would get there. Dorothy said. Glenda told her.
Just follow the big road till you find the witch and then he will help you. Good luck.
And off Glenda went. And then Dorothy and Toto began their journey down the yellow brick road. Dorothy and Toto soon came to a cornfield. When they got to the cornfield, they noticed a scarecrow. All of a sudden they heard. Dorothy said. And Toto barked at that scarecrow. The scarecrow said again. Dorothy explained who she was and where she was going. The scarecrow said that he too had a wish.
I have a wish too. I'd love to have a brain.
My head I'd be scratching while my bones are busy hatching if I only had a brain.
Scarecrow said.
Can I come with you?
Kind-hearted Dorothy could not refuse, and the three companions continued their way off to see the wizard.
Off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz. For here he is, the Wizard of Oz, if ever a wiz there was. If ever a wiz there was, the Wizard of Oz is one because of the wonderful things he does. We're off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz.
Meanwhile, that wicked witch saw Dorothy and her friend through his magical glass ball.
I have to see the wizard. I will topple. And I little that too.
And off he flew. The yellow brick road soon led them to a forest. There in the forest, they heard rustling of leaves. And all of a sudden, they heard a mumbling sound. They heard.
Get my oil can.
They followed the sound and they discovered a Tin Man holding an axe as still as can be. The Tin Man said.
Get my oil can and oil my joint.
Dorothy did what he asked, and soon the Tin Man began to move. Dorothy asked him.
Is that better? Very better.
Dorothy explained to him where they were going, and the Tin Man said,
I would love to have a heart.
rusty kettle. He should be on his mettle, and yet I'm torn apart. Just because I'm presuming that I could be kind of human if I only had a heart.
The Tin Man asked Dorothy if
I come with you?
Dorothy said, and they welcomed him to the group, and together they set off to see the wizard.
Off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz.
He is the Wizard of a Wiz, if ever a Wiz there was. If ever a Wiz there was, the Wizard of Oz is one because of the wonderful things he does. We're off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz.
Meanwhile, that wicked witch was looking through his glass ball again, and he said,
You have no friends. I'm a couple.
and off he flew. All of a sudden, the friends heard a terrible lion roar. And a fierce-looking lion jumped out right in front of them. Toto growled at that lion. And Dorothy told him, Scarecrow said,
You're just a coward.
Tin Man said,
Didn't you hear us?
and the lion began to cry. And he said,
You're not nothing but a coward.
Dorothy told him not to cry. And the Scarecrow said,
I'll be okay.
the Tin Man asked him,
Why are you crying?
Lion said,
I have no courage.
Believe me, Missy, when you're born to be a sissy without the vim and fame. But I could show my prowess, be a lion, not a mouse, if I only had the nerve.
Well, we had a nerve.
Dorothy invited him to come with them. And the lion happily accepted the invitation, and off they went to see the wizard.
We're off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz. He is the Wizard of Wiz, if ever a Wiz there was. If ever a Wiz there was, the Wizard of Oz was one because of the wonderful things he does.
Soon, the 6 travelers found themselves in a field of poppies. And that wicked witch was watching them through his glass ball again. This time he had his magic monkey. The wicked witch said, she ordered the monkey to go get them and not to forget the shoes and the dog.
Don't get the monkey.
And the monkey said,
I'll get them.
and off they flew. Soon, all of the friends woke up in that field. They continued on their journey, and soon they discovered a palace made out of emeralds. There they stood in front of a door. Dorothy opened the door and said, Dorothy said,
Hello.
and there they were greeted by a wizard. The wizard said,
Who are you? Who are you?
he said that he was the great and powerful Oz.
I am all great and powerful.
And Dorothy introduced herself and her friends.
I'm Dorothy, this is Toto.
Scarecrow said.
I'm Scarecrow.
Tin Man said.
I'm Tin Man.
And the lion said.
I'm Lion.
The wizard asked what they wanted.
What do you want?
Dorothy said. Scarecrow said.
I would love to have a brain.
Tin Man said.
I would love to have a heart.
And the lion said.
I would love to have courage.
The wizard said.
You must go which is blue.
The wizard said that he could help them.
Of course I can help you.
They all celebrated. But the wizard stopped them and asked where Dorothy got.
Well, wait a second. What is good to do?
Dorothy said.
My help faster.
The wizard said.
If you want my help, you must go get the witch's broom.
And Dorothy asked.
But how do I get there?
The wizard said.
Just go get the witch's broom.
And he left back to his palace. The friends left the palace too. And they began their journey to find the witch's broom. Along the way, Scarecrow said.
We must find the witch's broom.
As they walked, they soon discovered a dark castle. And all of a sudden, the sky grew black again. Yeah. Yes. The lion noticed something in the sky and he said.
That's my monkey.
Tin Man said.
One, that cover.
Scarecrow said. Run! And they all ran to the back of the castle. There they entered through the back door. And Dorothy said.
It's dark in here.
Scarecrow said.
Really dark.
The lion said.
I can't do it.
And the Tin Man said.
You have to get the broom.
All of a sudden, they heard the witch. The witch said to Dorothy.
You don't take me.
And Dorothy told her.
You're nothing at me, no lady.
The witch took Dorothy away from her friends.
No, Dorothy.
And he said.
See the shoes.
He reached for those shoes again, but they shocked him. Toto growled at that mean old witch. The wicked witch said.
I want to wear this dog.
Dorothy said.
No.
Just as the witch grabbed Toto, Dorothy reached for a pail of water. And she dumped it on the witch's head. At that time, the witch began to melt.
I'm ready.
Just then, the Scarecrow, Tin Man, and Lion ran inside. They noticed that the witch was dead, and they celebrated.
He still has a broom.
Mid-celebration, the Tin broom and they all ran out of the witch's castle back to the Emerald Palace. But when they arrived back to the palace, they did not see the wizard. Dorothy said,
Hello.
and she told them that they brought back the broom. Scarecrow said,
She's dead. She melted in the ground.
the lion said,
He went over for the rest of the day.
the Tin Man asked.
Can we have what we want now?
Toto ran over and found a man. To everyone's surprise, it was no wizard. Dorothy said.
You're not with her.
Scarecrow said.
You're nothing.
Tin Man said. You're not.
You're nothing.
The lion said.
Now what do we do?
And Dorothy said. Sadly, the man who had been disguised as the wizard told Dorothy not to cry. And all of a sudden, Glenda reappeared. Glenda told Dorothy,
Don't cry, my dear. You always had the power to go.
Dorothy asked.
But how?
And Glenda said,
You're magical. Instead you lose 3 times and then there's no place at home.
Dorothy asked about her friends.
What about my friend? But what about the host?
The man told Dorothy that he would take care of her friends. He told Scarecrow that he was a genius. Glenda helped. The man told Scarecrow that he was a genius, and he gave him a medal.
Oh my gosh. And Dean just wanted to like. I don't have all the medals. Oh.
The man told Tin Man that he got a heart for his kindness. And lastly, he told the lion how strong and courageous he was. Glenda then looked at Dorothy and asked if she was ready.
Are you ready to go home now, my dear? Your friends have all the things that they need.
Dorothy said, and she hugged all her friends goodbye.
Right there. Right there. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. What down?
Glenda then told Dorothy again how to get home. Dorothy clicked her heels and said, and that's when Dorothy woke up and realized that she had always had everything she needed. And there really was no place like home. Take a bow, my friends. Take a bow.
Good job, guys.
All right, we have a song we would like to sing. Our cast is available for pictures. You can keep your bells. Remember, they're yours to keep.
Hey.
Oh, your tail! So everybody stay right where you are and smile so that people could take pictures, and then your parents could help you get a treat. And then we're going to celebrate Finley's birthday.
All right.
And then I can help you take your costumes off when you're ready.